In the bottom right, starting location, we have our Zerg player who looks absolutely unstoppable. He is
웅진스타즈 Soulkey.
I never noticed how fast little drone hands move when they gather the minerals. Have you ever actually looked at their little boxing glove hands?
Really? No, I haven't. I will check it out. I will go do that right now.
In the upper left, we have our Protoss player. Can he bring us the comeback of the century? Because that's the only way he's going to win this. He is.
Oh my god.
웅진스타즈
Look at how fast their hands go, man. The little drone hands.
That actually seems too fast for how big they are.
They look like they're shuffling cards with their little hands, and
it looks like they're the Cat's Cradle World Champions or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's really weird. It looks like they're like a 4th grade girl with that thing that's like,
oh yeah, what is that thing called?
Choose
that
a
little
color,
paper?
choose a number.
Yeah, somebody let us know on Twitter.
1, 2, 3, R-E-D.
Yeah.
You will marry Susie.
And then you open one up and it's like you will die alone. Wait, no, what? I just wait to clarify for the viewers. But I don't know if they did this in other parts of the United States or even the rest of the world. But yeah, these little paper folded things.
It's definitely a.
They had numbers and colors on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you picked a color.
It would just do stupid things like tell you your future, who is you're going to marry.
But there was always like some girl you had a crush on in elementary school who did one. You always wanted her to just.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, tell me my fortune.
They never went right though.
No, they never went right.
And here we are casting video games. Alright, so looks like it's going to be a gateway expand. It's a good choice for this map. It's a big, wide ramp. And just by going for the gateway expand, thing is, gateway expands sometimes make it a little bit more risky to take a third base, whereas here, that risk is eliminated completely because the third base is the easiest to take out of all of our maps.
Most pro gamers tend to love maps like this, where the third base is easy to acquire.
Yeah, maybe not a Zerg as much because
that's true. But I guess Protoss and Terran tend to love maps like this because you get that third base up. If you're good in late game, probably the hardest part of Starcraft 2, late game and end game.
Yeah,
you're going to be able to get there and win.
All right. Well, everything looks okay for Soulkey. He's actually going for his... No, he's not going for the third base. Okay. So the Overlord, he started to go for his third, but the Overlord flew up, saw the actual Nexus, the time that it was put down, and he sent the drone back, realizing that if he did take the third right there, it gets a little bit risky if SOS decides to go for a 4-gate or a 5-gate.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really exist anymore. That used to be the follow-up 2 gateway expansion, was 5 gates.
Yeah, I remember.
But now it's very sharp 4 gates.
Well, people have really
if you want to do the sharpest, most powerful attack.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. It actually took everybody a while to figure out how many gates you needed to support on a base.
Yeah.
Because it was like, well, what kind of unit comp do we want?
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to depend.
It matters so much how many probes you want, how many units you want total, how all in is it.
What is the Zerg's timings to maybe get him like right before, right as the hatchery finishes?
It's a pretty complex thing, really.
Yeah.
All right, so he's going up to 4 gates.
Well, that's a forge, but it looks like...
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, No, I don't think he will, actually, then. To go 4 in a forge, that's kind of weird. But 3 gates... oh, wait, he is. Okay, you're right. Look at that. Interesting.
Think he can still go for a timing, maybe a +1 attack timing?
Yeah, he has a probe out in the map, so he should throw it on a pylon. But I think what it probably will be is 4-gate pressure into like a 7-gate or something like that. With +1, of course. All right, that would be what would make the most sense here, I would say.
I like the Mothership Core out here to clear ground, make sure there's nothing that's going to spot that pylon.
And speed is not done quite yet. Roachhorn is on the way, so that's definitely going to help out if he does commit to this.
All right, now he's going to see those 4 gates because he already knows there's one in the main or the Stalker wouldn't be there. Oh, why is that Stalker attacking? Oh.
And that is...
Pooey.
That is why you either use attack move or...
right-click on him.
Yeah.
I always actually attack and then click on him. I don't know why that is, but...
I do, too. Well, it's more exact. But if you mess up...
I think it's because we're from Brood War.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you will for sure cause a cancel right there, which is really, really nice. Slowing down that base quite a bit.
Oh, Ling speed's finishing now. Now his hatch is getting low. He needs to cancel it. And he does at the very last second.
And now he has to go home and decide where to go from here, because he's in a good spot. This is a nice place to be.
Now you can put those zealots behind the minerals here and make it a little bit tougher to actually get over here. I really like how SOS is playing so far.
You know what I really like about this is he threatens possibly dealing more damage to a new third base going down. That's what he's trying to do, is delay that. It doesn't look like Soulkey's going to fall for anything like this, though. Has enough Lings that he feels pretty safe.
He wants those roaches to get in there, and then he'll send the Lings in. And that was really nicely done. Waiting to the last possible second.
All right, so SOS looking a lot better this game, I have to say.
Yeah. Excuse me. The Lings are now coming up here. And we'll see with the time. Okay, the Lings once again get in here.
Oh, man. And
you know, it's a lot of little mistakes, but I don't see the best player from SOS. I think this is the best we've seen from him yet in this series, but
yeah,
you know, Soulkey just looks a lot more solid.
Well, he once again missed force fields, and that was a harder force field to hit in game one, but still, these are not force fields that he really should be missing.
Well, if you're in the Final Four of Code S, hitting force fields should not be one of the things that you struggle with.
That is for certain, and normally he does not, so definitely pressure has to be doing something to him here.
Well, you know, this is very typical, actually, of guys for the first time in a Final Four, for instance.
Yeah.
Especially like the most prestigious league, which is the Code S. To get this far...
This is the dream of any pro gamer, is to make it to the finals of this and win.
Yeah,
and the thing is, if SOS makes it to the finals, he'll probably win. Or a good chance he'll win, I'd say. Because I think, in my opinion, he has the best chance of beating Innovation by far.
I agree. And
I think in fact, if he made it to the finals, I think that I would actually probably bet on him.
Well, moving out now with another timing. Let's see how much damage he can actually inflict here.
Yep. We do have roaches on the way. Little counter-attack with 3 roaches total.
It's pretty cute.
Of course, he can just micro against this. And
it's enough to do some damage, but it doesn't look like Soulkey is going to be very...
Well, forcing him to warp in any units at home is really nice. 3 roaches basically trading for 2 stalkers and a sentry is so worthwhile, because those 2 stalkers and a sentry could have been down with the main army, but now they're not. So it's basically a trade for this type of game.
Look at him micromanaging this roach.
Oh my god. And Burrow. He shows that he does have Burrow. In fact, there is an observer on the way as well as Blink. And SOS looks like, I mean, he's getting ready for this attack, but Soulkey, I don't think he can be broken right this second.
I got to agree.
This is not, if he attacks up that ramp, that's weird. That's not necessarily a good call.
Now, the amount of time that he's making SOS just spend inside of his base trying to deal with this one annoying roach, you notice he's not going to bro it because it regens. So it just takes that much longer to kill, which means the observer takes that much longer to get down to the rest of the army.
Well, we'll take out that roach. The thing is, he has a lot of those stalkers actually at home right now. That should have been here. That is a lot of force fields for not a lot of game.
Yeah, that was like 4 force fields for 4 Lings.
Well,
by the way, supplies here 111 to 155.
Yeah, and you know what? I guess he is going to go for a third base. There's no reason for him to actually attack. What he is doing is stalling out any 4th base, and he can always just warp home with that army. So I guess I actually like what he's doing with that army over there. Because in the meantime, he's going to be taking his 3rd base, getting Blink, you know, teching up to Colossus. All good moves.
All right. Very nice usage of the recall. That's so good.
Yeah, really well done. And the thing is, he is not going to be broken. What I find really interesting here, though, Tasteless, is drop on the way.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how he wants to end up actually using that.
Do you think he could drop onto the 3rd base with the army there, making the force fields useless?
I mean, maybe. That might be what he wants to go for. But the thing is, with this many stalkers and that many zealots and some sentries in there to boot, I don't think that it's really a good idea.
All right, a little bit better force fields there. Looks like Zerg nearly maxed out now. Just try to do as much damage as he possibly can here to the entrance. of the Protoss' base. Now this will cause the rocks to collapse over there. Walling in the third, making it very safe and very hard for the Zerg to take out.
Yeah. It looks like we are just going to have a max drop coming up. This is some pretty weird play.
Well, it might work. I mean...
Yeah, we'll see. 140 only right now for SOS, so that makes it a little bit scary. But with Blink in there and some Force Fields and Guardian Shield, if he sees us coming at all in advance, he can micro against the drop pretty well. You know, Overlords are not the quickest.
Do you think he could actually just not drop? I guess what I'm asking is he going to drop on the army or drop?
I think he's going to drop on the army. But look,
all right, here
he sees
we
us coming,
go!
And he, oh man, this is not the most effective drop we've ever seen.
No, certainly not. All right, I don't know if he can unload those fast enough, but we'll see. He's continuing to dump the roaches out onto this Protoss army. Still Overlords that need to be unloaded.
It looks like they are all unloaded now, and he has set some pretty good force fields off. In the meantime, a lot of roaches are falling.
Now he's going to go ahead and bum rush the Nexus over here.
A lot more Stalkers on the way right now. Can he actually get that Nexus? He's going to lose a lot of these roaches.
He's going to go for these sentries here.
That was way over-suiciding right there on
way
that
over suiciding, a new term here at the GSL, thanks to Artosis.
I'm right, though. That was
way over suiciding Artosis.
That was not the right call right there. And he's just made a bunch of roaches behind this, which will never break through.
Talk about way over suicided, man.
Dude. He, like, actually just chased that Colossus in such a way that was disturbing to me. So, even though we have a supply advantage for Soulkey, there's now actually a big lead for SOS right now. Yeah. Because that supply lead is based off roaches. He has a good drone count, but SOS now with 3 secured bases should be able to get into the exact tech that he wants to. With enough speed that nothing should really scare him, because even though Infestation Pit just finished, no real super good upgrades, and he's just now starting Hive, so that's not like a super quick Hive that would scare him.
Nice timing there in the main, just pulling those drones right when all the minerals started to get depleted.
And it looks like we're just going to have a big gateway attack coming out from SOS. He's getting his charge, his upgrades continue, adding a few Immortals in as well to help deal with those roaches. And with 4 more gates on the way, that's going to make him pretty solid on his attack.
Yeah.
It's going to give him 11 gates.
Oh, sneak a nerd.
Sneak a nerd? Roachaboo?
Roachaboo, nerd. There's just one roach here to scout. Now, he should have seen those additional gateways.
Trying to lure a Nexus cannon with that roach. I'm going to get your Nexus. No, you're not.
All right, Protoss is moving out. Zerg is 10 supply from being max, so Zerg will probably be maxed. If the Protoss attacks, basically the Zerg will be maxed at his base by then.
All right, we have Templar Archives on the way, the 4th base as well.
Yep.
Enduring Locust coming up.
Actually, the 5th base on the way as well here for the Zerg.
Ah, that's true. Enduring Locust coming up. Don't know that this is exactly the right time to start production of those. In fact, he's not quite yet. Maybe just getting that ready for a little bit from now, but he's going to have to do his best to actually defend the attack that's incoming.
We have 3 Vipers on the way right now. You know, SOS still has a very good chance of winning this.
Yeah.
But, you know, with Soulkey, he's got this weird kind of perfect way of playing. This is one of the first games we've casted where we look at attack and we're like, that wouldn't have worked. Oh my god.
That's a lot of spines coming up right now.
Check to see if that nerd has a shell Artosis, because right now he looks like a turtle.
It could be a soft-shelled turtle.
My brain was like scrambling to assemble that joke, man.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, well, these Overlords trying to trick him out. I don't think he's very tricked, though. Imagine if they drop now. Wouldn't that be the trick?
That would be like the ultimate meta stuff. You just keep them all over there and bruised.
All right, well, we have like unlimited spine crawlers on the way. That's actually kind of crazy. He has so many spines coming up. So as he gets all these spines, he can actually go into the swarm hosts, and that's going to make this pretty gross.
Sneaking nerd again.
Yeah, this is actually a really sneaky thing because those
He doesn't need
overlords
those roaches
keep
as
baking.
much right now.
No, he doesn't need those at all. In fact, he wants those to die so that he can get a lot of Stormhosts
He
out.
should lose the 5th here. The Zerg should.
For sure. Yeah, in fact, he just cancels everything to get out of there. Now this is going to be a really great job.
This is going to hurt. And the other thing is he can't even get over to that 3rd base as quickly to save it because he has the destructible rocks.
Well, he is running home to try to save this right now. Overlord's dropping in that main base as well. 3rd base going to be going down. Very strong move right now by Soulkey.
All right, he's going to hit this Nexus again, too, just to make sure that there can't be any more probes, even though that main not as useful. Not even gas going to be able to be mined there. And he's actually going to get that Nexus. Dark Shrine.
Right in the vision of the roaches.
Yeah, that's a little surprising, but I think at this point in time, SOS is actually panicked.
Yeah, you might be right on that.
Well, it's 2 Nexuses remaining for Protoss.
Yeah.
It's the 4, well, actually more than 4 hatches.
To be frank, this is not the most convincing Protoss play that I've seen.
I got to agree with you there.
I'm actually, I don't know if you can hear the disappointment in my voice, but it's there.
I can see it in your face.
Yeah.
I can see it in your doe eyes. You do have brown doe eyes, Artosis.
Thank you.
You do. Those soft doe eyes of yours.
He has 6 Immortals right now. Probably made those to break through the spines, but the thing is, Immortals are pretty bad against Locusts, believe it or not.
All right, this is like going to be called the Great Wall of Spine Crawlers.
Is that what it's going to be called?
Yep.
It's a pretty sick name. Where'd you come up with that?
Well, there's this wall in China, and I kind of like took it from that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I write a lot of my own material, guys. Oh!
That's a pretty sick pull.
That was a sick pull, man. I actually just get excited when the Viper's playing,
Yeah.
man. That's when my nerd side comes up.
Yep. All right, well, we'll see what he can get done over here. I mean, it isn't up to, like, an unbeatable amount of Swarm Hosts quite yet. It's at 15, and it's going to be at 20, so we're almost to that unbeatable number of 26.
Yeah.
But not quite.
Not quite.
By Artosis' own calculations, 26 Swarm Hosts are unbreakable.
I was actually going to ask you in the break, I'm like, what were you talking about when you said 26? Is that like some exact perfect number?
No, I
Oh, look
made
at that.
up.
Hydra get burned down there,
26 was the first time that I had, like, full economy and couldn't break it. Where the guy had 26 sitting there all game, and I'm like, oh, what?
It's actually so fun when you play a Zerg to do that, to turtle it out with so many spines and
Yeah.
swarm hosts. All right, we got a Warp Prism on the way, which makes perfect sense because there's no way to actually get into the Zerg's base by just walking there.
And he did get Warp Prism speed, so that's really important. That's going to help him out quite a bit. Now, he needs to go into pretty heavy Colossi to most likely to end up breaking through. It needs to be a combination of really great drops, movement, and, well, a lot of Colossi. He does have a lot of Psy Storms right now, which will help him break as well.
He's going to have to get over there before they actually set the next set of broods out here.
Yeah, if he can get a good blanket of Psy Storms, and he does, really great Psy Storms going down, and he is starting to break through.
All right, he did some fantastic damage there. But again, the next time those Swarm Hosts hatch out, or they Locusts, I should say, oh! Wah, bah, bah, bah.
Well, you know what? He ended up losing quite a few High Templars in there, so that's actually a big issue. But
Yep.
right now his economy is pretty solid because he is taking that other base with a lot of gas at it. So not really a game ender quite yet.
All right, some Lings coming down here to harass over at this base down here.
Hitting right before those cannons in the back. It's going to be mildly annoying, but nothing too bad will happen from it.
All right, and now we have this drop over here. He'll probably warp it. Oh, my God! That's too bad there for SOS. If he had gotten that out,
That would have been a
he
lot
could get
better.
the 4 Zealots out, and then he could even start warping in ZTs.
Yeah, that would have been very nice indeed. You actually have to get your Warp Prisms to work in this situation. You cannot just bang your head up against Spine Crawlers and Locusts all day long. You have to do a lot of harassment and hurt them in other areas and, you know, kind of tighten the noose on them, you know?
Yeah.
If they're going to sit there and turtle behind everything, you need to abuse what they don't have, which is mobility.
And I got to say, even though, you know, as Artos is so eloquently put, you know, Soulkey way over-suicided back there, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right, so never forget that.
Never forget
Never forget the day that Artos said that somebody way over-suicided. And Shakespeare threw up a little bit in his mouth in his grave.
And then it just fell out of his jaw because he's a skeleton.
Yes. Or a zombie. Ooh, zombie Shakespeare. That'd be impressive. So as you can see, the Locust, along with the spine crawl, is just making it impossible. What?
To brains or not to brains? That is the question, Tasteless.
Let's talk about how screwed this Stalker is. Whoa, that was a close call.
He's fine, Tasteless.
That Stalker's going to get a book deal. Or is he? He's gone now. Of course he's not going to get a book deal.
He's going to join Shakespeare right now, Tasteless.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, well, more Swarmos on the way. He's down to 14, actually. Lost quite a few during that one engagement up at the top. And now we have a lot of mobility wars going on, basically.
Well, yeah, we got counterattack over here. And, okay, that's exactly what you want to do. Go right for that Nexus. Meanwhile, yeah, I don't think Protoss can actually get through that. And the sad thing is that, you used to see Storm. Oh, nice!
Some B-packs do go down. He loses one Colossus, but he is starting to break through over
but the next set of Locusts are going to come out here. Now, Protoss has to be very precise when they get in here because they don't have that many Storms, right?
Yeah.
And when you keep that in mind and the fact that Locust regenerates so quickly, it's going to be very tough for him to get in here. And, all right, because you have more Storms.
Beautiful Storms going down. Just absolutely destroying all these Swarmos right now. I think he
actually has complete access now to the main. Look at the Zerg supply, 119.
Yeah. Looking bad for Soulkey.
SOS might have done it. Is this the beginning of a comeback?
I think it is, Tasteless.
Yeah.
I think it is. Spinecrawler's going to come up in offensive burrow. Never going to work. Soulkey already knows he's dead. He should be GGing in a second here.
And I think we will be seeing a GG in a second. GG. See in a second.
All right. Well, SOS saying I'm not dead quite yet.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, all right, just got to do that 3 more times, no problem.
All right, I'm going to predict something.
Yeah.
SOS is going to the finals.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm predicting that right now.
You want to bet?
Yeah.
$5.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
When I win that $5, I'm going to light it on fire in front of you too, man. Like, how foolish could you possibly be?
And I'll be like, well, you're the actual foolish one because you just lit $5 on fire.
That would be worth it, man.
All right.
All right. Well, I think a lot of this, Soulkey's been playing really well, but it goes back to what you said. He way over-suicided, man.
He way over-suicided.
Yeah.
That was a total mistake.
No,
that was actually a down and dirty, sloppy game.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best I've seen from either of them.
Well, we'll see, what happens in the next game. We're going to go to a short break, and when we come back, we're going to go on to our 5th round here in this best of 7, so don't go anywhere.